Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. This is a channel where I look at Pokemon cards primarily, focusing on the artwork. And it's another very quick video today, just a curiosity video that caught my attention. I may not post this, I don't know. This is a Rita. That's not what we're looking at today. We are going to look at a different artist, which is a bit of a weird thing to be doing. We're going to be looking at some of my art, because I was going through my art files with my partner the other day that I haven't looked at for years. These are very old pictures that I drew long time ago, 30 years, 40 years ago, whatever, long time ago. And while we were looking at these, which are some of my bird illustrations for bird reports and stuff that I did quite some time ago, back in the early 90s, I think. So that's some of my art, which I don't tend to show anybody because I'm hideously embarrassed about it. Not nearly as embarrassed about what I'm about to show you, because we're going to go right back into my childhood, back when I was at school, when I was I was commissioned to do art for Dungeons and Dragons magazines that were in the early 80s. So we're talking 1980, probably about 1983. The one piece I wanted to show you from my early days, and there's a reason, and it's this piece here. And I find these hideously embarrassing to look at now because they are the work of a child. Yeah, they make me cringe. But I'm going to try and put the cringe aside, and we are going to look at this particular piece that I came across, this is just so shit. It really is shit. No, I came across this piece, which was one of the coloured pieces I did back in the day, which was for I think it was a dragon turtle. Can't remember. Never finished it. The reason was that I'd worked on the actual dragon turtle, and then when I did this little man in the boat, I thought, God, that's shit. The boat's awful, the man's shit, it's just awful. Fisherman, suddenly surprised by this. But on the back of that, this was done in 1983, let's say, about then. This came out in, 2001? The Shining Gyarados. And it's amazing how, let me just bring the camera in, how there is a real echo of my artwork in the setup of this little image that we all now know very well, the Shining Gyarados, the little man in the boat being surprised by the big towering dragon thing coming out of the water. But my picture predates that by, nearly 20 years. God, that's shit. Why that? But I just thought it was an interesting little thing. I wonder whether I subconsciously was influenced by something else that also influenced Sugimori when he did his. I don't know, I can't think what I did, but it's probably just coincidence, or 99.999% chance that it is just coincidence that this is an image. But it is odd. I mean, if I'd drawn it with his head facing the other way, it would have looked even more like this. But to have the relationship between a dragony thing and the little man in the boat and I never got to do the background or whatever, so because I gave up the pitch too early. But I just thought that was an interesting little bit of harmonic that was echoing through time from my shitty little picture that I drew when I was at school through to Ken Sugimori's artwork in 2001. So there we are. That is a very short video for today.